Can anyone tell me how many categorical data are here and how many numerical data are here?
Yep. Well, I would say sex is a categorical data.
Yep.
Is a categorical column. Let me see. I'm not sure about rings because I don't know what that means. Well, okay, that should be numerical.
Correct.
Categorical, then length, diameter, weight, and rings are numerical data.
Absolutely. And just to dive into, just to ask even further, what type of numerical, what type of categorical data is sex?
Nominal.
Correct. That's absolutely correct. And ring, like you mentioned, is a numerical data, but what type of numerical data is it?
Discrete.
Absolutely. And the rest are continuous data. Thank you so much. So basically, to check this out, Python also helps to do that by saying data.info. And basically, it lists out all the columns. So if you have 20 columns, it lists them out and like that. This second line, this is the name of the column here. This second line tells you how many non-empty values are there. And this gives you like the type of the data. Like you mentioned, sex is a categorical data, but Python knows it as object or string. The only other different one is the ring, and is an integer or a discrete data. And the rest are continuous data as well. So moving, the fourth part of this data preparation or data, getting to know the data basically, is summary statistics. And basically summary statistics can be split into measure of central tendency and measure of dispersion. And measure of central tendency basically means like finding the center value of an object. And the goal is basically to best describe a data with a single number, like reducing the whole noise into one whole number. And when people use center of tendency, is when they say like, on the average, 20 people make $20 million a year. It's like summing everything up to just one number to describe how best the data is. And dispersion is a little bit different because it describes how spread out the data sets are from each other. And basically, example of the center of tendency, the mean, there are basically three actually: mean, median, mode. Mean basically means the average of a data set. The median is the middle value, and the mode is the most frequent value. And examples are, let's say a business example is when an e-commerce is trying to see what sells the most in their website. They basically use the mode to calculate this. They might not call it the mode, but the most frequent is actually the mode. Median is used when, or first of all, mean could be used in that scenario when you're trying to say on the average, how much do we make in a day? That's like on the average. Median, on the other hand, is used, is like I mentioned, is the middle value, and is used basically mostly when there is an outlier and in the data sets. So what do I mean? So a typical example is if there are 20 people making money between $10,000 to $20,000, between that range, and that's 19 people, and a 20th person is making as much as Bill Gates, which is like over millions. At that point in time, the mean would be sensitive and say on the average, people are making 2 million, which is actually wrong. Everybody else is making under 2 million. The only problem is Bill Gates or someone who is making like a Bill Gates money is pushing the mean towards their end. This is where median comes in. Median gives you like an actual picture of what is happening. In that situation, it tries to get the middle ground. So arrange things in terms of lowest to highest or highest to lowest and get what the middle amount is at the end of the day. And if we're going to do more like a refresher of themes, one thing we can ponder about is if we can give like practical scenarios of where mean, median, mode can be valuable measures. And secondly, can we think of scenarios where median or mode is used, or mean is used, median is used over mean, and vice versa? I mentioned the second, I just answered the second one, but does anyone have any practical scenario of when this central tendency can be used in a business scenario?
For me, I think mean it can be used in scenarios whereby there are no presence of outliers, like probably all values are within the same range, probably from, let me say, 6 to 8. So we have values within 6 to 8, something like you have 6.2, 6.3, 6.5. So you can use mean in that case since there's no presence of any outlier number. So
that's correct. That's absolutely correct. So that's the difference where you take that's basically when you use mean. But idea like scenarios probably in the day activity or something you have done like before that you think mean, median, mode was used or can be used, like a typically scenario. So the example I gave was like an e-commerce company. Are there other places this can be, some of these measures can be used as well?
Well, yes. Like in banking, I think banking should do it. Like the example you gave, you were talking about Big Gate. We all know Big Gate is a rich person. So compared to probably someone who is working and earning about 30,000 a day. So when you're comparing such value to his own what's it called? His worth, that is really so far. Comparing millions or billions of dollars to thousands of naira, that is not right. So when you calculate the mean would definitely not give you the right value for such. So
yep, thank you so much. Practically you can use all these measures in activities, and they also are applied across like industries. It doesn't matter what industry you are in or the rest. Basically the goal is to, if you need to estimate things or describe a particular data set into one values, these three measures are very suitable for them. It's